Hey, it's Fried Chicken, aka FC. Today, I have a little bit of a sentimental video I want to put out for you guys, and that is going to be talking about ships of the past in Star Citizen. Meaning, ships that have been forgotten in the development process, ships that have been overlooked and have been bumped to the side for newer ships that have been catching everyone's eye. So, if this video makes you emotional, mad, happy, or sad, put it down in the comments and let your voice be heard. I'll be glad to respond to you. So, the reason why I'm even making this video is because a lot of you have been commenting on my most recent videos upset that the ships that you have been waiting for a very long time, years even, is either getting removed off the pipeline or just getting forgotten entirely. A great example for this is the Robert Space Industries Galaxy. Last year during CitizenCon, they teased it as if it was going to be dropping by the end of the year. Possibly it still can, but from what I can see, it's not even on the roadmap anymore. So I have no idea, and some of you have taken notice of that and have voiced yourself in my comments, telling me about it. But you must also have to realize that CIG works in mysterious ways. They hardly ever tell us, the people, or the backers, anything about what they're actually doing behind the scenes. This is why they never have any release dates for anything until like a week prior to 2 weeks prior. So they always keep us, the backers, in the dark before anything actually happens. So people who own like the Genesis, the Orion, the Endeavor, people who has been waiting for those vehicles to come out for years, either may not get them at all, or you may get a new rendition of the vehicle later on. A great example is the Freelancer series. They haven't received so much as a serious update in a very long time, and so I feel CIG kinda just said, fuck it, let's replace them with the Starlancer series. With the Starlancer series, they can add more to the ships and they can make them more modular versus the Freelancer series. I don't think they've actually done any serious updates to the Freelancer series in quite a long time. If I remember correctly, it's been about a year since the Freelancer Maxes actually had a very serious update, either graphical or hardware wise when it comes to ship components and how it functions. I've also noticed how they will only focus on certain types of ships depending on what type of gameplay role that they want to focus on for that year. So another great example is for the year 2025, they are really focusing on 4.0 and 1.0 and base building to further develop our player experience. So they're bringing out a bunch of base building ships like the Pioneer, and I'm probably sure the Starlancer base building version, which I'm probably sure is going to drop either later in 2025 or the beginning of 2026. But the real question is, what ship did they push aside to make this ship the main target for base building? The Galaxy. 2 years ago, they talked about the Galaxy having a base building module, and now it's not even on the pipeline. Or they're about to just drop it during IAE. Again, we don't know what CIG ever does. We can't decide for them, and they don't decide for us. They just do what they want to do. And this is a good segue to talk about something else that CIG does not do. They do not really work on basic functions of the game that people has been asking for years. For a great example, remote access to your ship when you're outside of your ship. So let's say you're in a ground vehicle, returning to your ship after doing a mission of some kind, and you want to get into your ship. Well, currently in the game, you have to exit your ground vehicle, walk up to your ship, push a button, and then go back into your ground vehicle. When people has been asking for remote access where we can either access our vehicle through our Mobi or through other means to have our rear hatch open while we're outside of the vehicle. You can do this while inside of the vehicle, but not outside of the vehicle, which is kind of strange. But something like that, or actual functioning armor lockers as well, we have been waiting for. When it comes to armor lockers, we have seen plenty of videos through in-game trailers that Star Citizen has posted, and we see armor in the lockers, but when it comes to actual in-game use, they are useless. We have no idea when that is going to be dropping in-game, because something small like that is usually dropped during a patch or an update as a shadow patch or shadow update just in the background. Sometimes they talk about it, sometimes they don't. but I've seen it brought up many times on Spectrum through people who have been asking for it for years. Now back to the ships. One thing I noticed that CIG does in a pattern is they won't work on specific ships till they start working on a specific gameplay role. So as I said earlier, this upcoming year is going to be mainly focused on base building and 4.0 and pyro stuff, right? Well, I'm probably sure, the next coming year is going to be more focused on personnel transport and possibly space station building for your orgs. There's no way to really tell, to be honest, but I'm probably sure once they start working on actual personnel transport, that's when other systems like escape pods and actual certain ships like the Genesis will start coming into the game. But until then, we still gotta wait and just see what CIG posts on Spectrum. Hopefully CIG will bring back some of these old ships. A lot of these older ships that has been forgotten hasn't been touched in the greater half of 10 years. For example, the Endeavor Master Class selection. It was announced way back in 2015, and I don't think it has even seen a lick of being touched at all. The Genesis hasn't been touched at all. The Orion hasn't been touched at all. These are ships that people have been waiting for, that they cannot wait for to be dropped into the game. They've been holding on to these ships just because they have hope that they might see the light of day one of these days. But we will never know, and we really do hope that they really come into fruition here in the future. Hopefully not a long future, just because they've already been sitting long enough. I think CIG needs to dust off some of these old ships and bring them back. Even the Scythe hasn't had a serious update in a very long time, and the other alien ships. And so I just believe that these ships are truly forgotten. CIG is now focusing on more flashier ships and a bunch of starter ships for new people to come, as the game is now becoming more and more popular into mainstream media. And so their focus is no longer on some of these older ships, as we could tell, because a lot of them haven't even began being worked on yet. Not even gray box for a lot of them, and it really does show. So down below in the comments, I want you guys to tell me how you feel. Are any of you guys Endeavor owners, Orion owners, maybe Nautilus owners, or Vulcan owners? If you guys are any part of that group who's just been waiting for a ship that they believed in to be dropped, put your voice down in the comments and let's talk about it. And boom, that is my video. Hopefully you guys really enjoyed this video. It is a sad thing that there has been a lot of older ships that pretty much, in my opinion, have been forgotten. I'm probably sure they will come to fruition in the future one day, just don't know when. And yeah. But hey, I got a Discord now. If you guys want to ever chat with me in the Discord whenever, I have it in the description below, so check that out. If you guys ever want to hop in, talk some smack, share some memes, or just talk about the game and have a good overall time. But hey, make sure you guys rate, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon so you guys stay notified for my very next upload. It is your boy FC, aka Fried Chicken, Big Bird out.